You just found the perfect home online. Great layout, beautiful furniture, natural light everywhere. You schedule the showing and walk into an empty shell that looks nothing like the photos. You just got virtually staged. And it's happening in Virginia Beach right now. And most buyers, a lot of agents, don't know how to spot it until they're already emotionally attached to a house that doesn't exist. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how virtual staging works. The 7 signs that give it away every single time, what sellers and agents are legally required to disclose, and how to protect yourself when you fall in love with the furniture that just isn't there. So what's virtual staging? Virtual staging is the process of digitally adding furniture and decor and sometimes even renovations to photos of an empty, outdated home. It costs a seller $100 to $300 a photo. A full professional photo shoot with a real staged furniture costs about $2,000 to $5,000. Done honestly, virtual staging is a legitimate marketing tool. It helps buyers visualize a space. It shows the scale proportions to an empty room that can't communicate, done effectively. Done deceptively, it's used to hide problems, floors that need replacing. So done honestly, virtual staging is a legitimate marketing tool. It helps buyers visualize the space. It shows scale and proportion that an empty room it can't communicate. But done deceptively, it's used to hide problems, floors that need replacing, get covered by a virtual rug, walls and damage disappear behind digital furniture, rooms that feel cramped suddenly look spacious because the software removed a wall that very much still is there. The line between helpful and deceptive is very thin, and buyers in Virginia Beach are crossing it every week without even realizing it. So here's how to catch it before you even walk through the door. Here's the first sign, and I'm going to give you 7 of them. So sign number 1. The furniture's too perfect, too perfect. Real staged home has a lived-in quality, slight asymmetry, layered texture, and perfect arrangements. Virtually staged rooms looks like furniture catalog because they are one. Here's sign number 2. The shadows are just wrong. Furniture casts shadows based on the light source in the room. In virtual staging photos, the shadows of the furniture and the shadows in the room are rarely matching perfectly. Look at where the natural light is coming from and check if the furniture shadows make sense. Number 3. The floor transitions are inconsistent. This is the biggest tell of all. Look at the corners of the room where the floor meets the wall. In virtual staging, the furniture sits on top of the floor digitally. The floor texture underneath the furniture often doesn't even match the visible floor around it. Number 4, no personal items anywhere. Real occupied homes, they have stuff, lamps plugged in, books on shelves, plants, small decor items. Virtually staged rooms, they don't have anything. The human detail is missing because it's expensive to add all that digitally. Side number 5, the listing says virtually staged in small print. Now, Virginia law requires disclosures that photos are virtually staged, but it does not require that the disclosure be prominent. It often is buried in a photo description or even the listing remarks. Read everything. Sign number 6. Compare the primary photos to the secondary photos. Virtually staged listings typically show the main living areas staged, and then the secondary bedrooms are just empty, bathrooms and exterior. The contrast between the two sets of photos is the tell. Sign 7. The room dimensions feel off in person. Virtual staging can alter the perception of scale. A room that looks large in photos feels small in person because the software uses slightly wider wide-angle perspectives, adjustments, and they exaggerate the depth. Always check the square footage before you visit. Now here's what you're protected. What sellers must disclose in Virginia. Because Virginia is a disclosure state. Sellers are required to disclose known material and defects, things that affect the value and the desirability of the property. Virtual staging itself is not a material defect, but using virtual staging to conceal a material defect, a damaged floor, a wall with structural issues, a ceiling with water damage, crosses into fraudulent misrepresentation. Here's what you have: legal standing to request. A seller's disclosure from this is a standard in every Virginia transaction and must be provided before ratification. You can also request that the original unedited listing photos as part of your due diligence period. Most sellers and agents will comply because refusing creates suspicion. Your most powerful tool is still the inspection though. No amount of virtual staging survives through an inspection. A good inspector in Hampton Roads will identify every single issue the digital furniture was covering. The staging can fool your eyes. It cannot fool a moisture report. It can't fool a thermal camera or a licensed inspector who has seen over 2,000 homes. The inspection is your answer to every virtual staging home. Here's how to protect yourself before you offer. 4 things you do before you submit an offer on any virtually staged listing. Number 1, request the vacant photos. Every agent has them. If the listing agent resists providing them, that's information right there for you. Number 2, look up the property's history on Zillow and Redfin. If it's listed before, the old photos are often still cached. Compare the previous listing photos to the current ones. Changes in flooring, walls, rooms configuration between the listings is a significant red flag. Number 3, do a drive-by before the showing. Exterior photos are rarely staged. The neighborhood, the condition of the property from the street, the lot size, these are even harder to manipulate. Get eyes on the actual asset before you invest all this emotional energy into the interior. Number 4, use a lender who knows the market. This matters more than buyers realize. An experienced local lender has seen the properties, knows the neighborhoods with deferred maintenance patterns. Does it align with the home and will actually appraise for? Virtual staging can fool a buyer. It cannot fool an appraiser. Virtual staging isn't going away. It's going to become more sophisticated as AI image generation improves. The buyers who protect themselves are the ones who know what to look for and have the right team around them. If you're buying in Virginia Beach or anywhere in Hampton Roads, I want to make sure you go into every showing with your eyes open and your offer structured correctly. I'm Daniel Solis, VA loan specialist at New American Funding. I've helped hundreds of buyers in this market navigate exactly these situations. If you want a free consultation, no pressure, just real numbers for your situation, the link is in the description. And if this video has helped you, subscribe. I will put out new content every week specifically for buyers in this market. Hampton Roads buyers deserve a lender who actually knows their market, and that's what I'm here for.